As far as the chaos we find ourselves in these days, it's difficult to say which side pulled the trigger first. Erusia deployed an automatic intercept system with drones. Osea implemented long-range attacks to bypass them. So Erusia decided to sabotage Osea's communications and navigation technology. Erusia couldn't launch a satellite themselves, but they were still able to hack the software of the Osean transmission and navigation systems. Before Osea even noticed, half of their satellites were hijacked. That's when things got ugly. In an attempt to knock out each other's capabilities, both forces launched fighters loaded with anti-satellite missiles at the same time. Only military satellites were targeted. However, their destruction created a debris field in orbit, which wiped out scores of other satellites, both private and government-owned. What kept the world relatively sane up to that point had been free-flowing data and information. But now, those were gone. All that remained was chaos and confusion. Government and civilian broadcasts and transmissions were cut off. The flow of information had ceased. Forces on both sides of the conflict now found themselves unable to communicate with their superiors. Many of the smaller countries annexed by Erusia and yearning for their independence seized the opportunity and started their own uprisings. As for why some of Osea's military decided to break off from the main force and continue on their own, I have no idea. Perhaps there was some sort of dispute over the chain of command. The continent that had once seen wars that were only fought between Osea and Erusia was now full of numerous conflicts between rival leaders vying for power. Insurgencies were everywhere. I even heard a rumor that a group of Osean convicts had rebelled. Rumors. It never ceased to amaze me that even at a crazy time like this, something as trivial as a rumor could find its way here. Communications from corporate were cut off. Apparently, the entire computer network was down. It was a wise decision to make our drones autonomous with AI instead of being radio-controlled. Wise and forward-thinking. Even with their GPS offline, they can still use their sensors to navigate as long as they're working properly. I'm sure the drones are still working perfectly, following their mission orders to the letter. I wish I could upload Mihai's new data to them. But without a connection, I can't upload the software to the active drones. The new ones we're making, though, there should still be enough time to upgrade those before they're activated. I'll be taking the data I've acquired away from the front lines now. Oh, and I'll be taking the girls, too. I told my assistant Masa it was time to get Mihai's granddaughters ready to leave here. She's not much older than the girls, but she has a way about her, and I'm sure she won't have any trouble with them. I saw a plane flying off in the distance. I imagine it was looking for a safer place. The plane had a rose emblem on it.
Erusia's communication networks have been down since their satellites were destroyed. Unfortunately, we are experiencing trouble too. All of Usia has been affected, and we don't know when things will be back up and running. We're not even sure if this is Erusia's doing. Still, we will follow the strategy that was originally planned and move on to the next operation after liberating Farbanti. Let's get to it. Since the war began, we've been receiving communications in secret from an officer in the Erusian army.
With the capital under our control, Erusia's radical element is losing support quickly, affecting the balance of power.
HQ is thinking of using the military officer as a way to gain leverage to settle peace negotiations. The officer is currently hiding in the outskirts of Anchorhead Bay, having joined up with support dispatched from the Osean army. The plan is that they'll take a standard vehicle to a rendezvous point at a harbor in the east part of the city, where a helicopter will be waiting.
I would like the new Strider Squadron to provide escort for the officer. Cyclops will remain at the base on standby to serve as defense.
With the communication network currently down in the capital, I very much doubt Erusia will be able to mount a regimented counterattack. However, it is likely that Erusia's intelligence department and the remaining forces who are aware of the officer's movements will interfere. Keep a close eye on the officer and make sure he stays safe. Our victory in Farbanti has given us a golden opportunity to finally end this war. Be safe out there.
Take note that our satellite-based IFF has become unreliable following the recent communications failure. As such, target ID will be done by processing the images from the infrared cameras on your aircraft. Objects will initially appear as unknown on your HUDs, but will be ID'd once you close in on them for a set period of time.
To the unidentified Osean craft, this is Captain Carl of the Osean Army. Are you here for the escort? You're not the squadron I was expecting. Are you really friendlies? Over.
This is Longcaster. Airborne warning and control system for the Osean Long-Range Strategic Strike Group. Captain Carl, they're on our side.
And those two pilots we've heard about must be here too.
Okay, I hope you're right. Longcaster, are all of these really unknowns?
It's a state of civil war. The Erusian army is fighting itself. There's no guarantee the Oseans won't shoot us in this confusion.
We'll image process the unknowns caught in your cams to identify friend or foe. The process will be faster if you get a close-up, well-centered image. Meanwhile, just one of they shoot us, right? Affirmative. Always identify your target before you fire.
It's something I'll never get used to. But tonight has been a total shock. The city under martial law. Gunfire and the roar of jets echoing through the streets.
Give me Strider Squadron's IDs. Oh, and hand me that sandwich. In gun range.
Target locked.
ID'd as Osean forces. This is AWACS for the LRSSG.
Our intro has been updated.
Entering the Anchorhead Bay area. Eyes will block your line of sight. Make sure you keep tracking your objective.
How this war ends depends on this mission. I'm counting on you. Understood.
Strider Squadron, identify the unknowns along the route.
Perfect. Strider 1 destroyed target.
Strider 1, Fox 2. Destroyed. It's Erusian.
They are responding aggressively.
General, they're conservatives and they listen to us. The negotiations were successful against you. They opened up the top for us. The more the merrier. Get them before they get us!
Trigger has destroyed the target.
We can't see the tops of the roofs from down here. Be on the lookout for enemy ambushes. We made it through the Anchorhead Bay area. We're heading along Highway 208 under the bridge. We're taking the coastal highway at the next ramp.
All right.
The use of crawl space more and more palatable. Why don't people realize this?
It's Erusian military.
General managed to convince them.
Listen, those that protect General Barnes are the real patriots. Onward!
Strider 1, Fox 2.
Target destroyed. There's a vehicle up ahead. It's gonna ask us to pay a toll. Get closer and find out if it's an enemy vehicle.
We'll go. Let's go. We archived all the footage that we've shot when the communication networks come back online.
Strider 4, Fox 2!
We need to remind everyone that there's no such thing as a
Signs of clean warfare at the beginning of this war are now gone.
Strider 4, Fox 2!
It's no good. There's still a car on the road. And we're just to be safe, you better avoid the highway and head for the warehouse district. Lancaster, we're taking a detour. Don't look for us.
General's route has changed. Keep your eyes on his vehicle. Don't let him out of your sight.
There's a vehicle blocking the road. No response to hails. It's the radicals. Here comes that traitor, Labarre. This is a wide net they've cast. They really don't want the war to end. It's a defense vehicle!
It's set up in all the right places. Destroyed.
We got some enemies coming up behind us. They're gaining on us. We changed our route, but the enemy's still on us.
Fire! Big fire! We're on your side, you idiot!
Target obliterated.
Missile! Don't let it touch you!
Strider 1, missile away.
We're almost at landfill number 7. If we can make it through, we'll be in arm's reach of the rendezvous at Gruner Park. Captain Carl, do you ever need to record this conversation? I wish to explain to you the situation inside Erusia. I'm sure the boys listening upstairs will record it. The open declaration of war, expanding the front lines, is all the work of some young Erusian officers. They were referred to as the radicals. There was an unseen force guiding them. It was technology they borrowed from the Belgians. They actually went to war. The performance of the attack drones exceeded their wildest dreams. And they were incredibly clean, which got public opinion and the opportunists within the military on their side. Even manipulated the princess. The Belgian technology advanced UAV research within the Erusian Flight Test Center by at least 10 years. They used the flight data from a former ace pilot to create drone AI, but to us it's no different than magic or alchemy. Airplanes are meant to be flown by human beings. Those of you listening in, am I wrong? We're heading towards Gruner Park. Rendezvous point at the helipad on this man-made island. We'll ditch the car and take the helicopter from there.
Rumors of a military coup calling itself Indians. An unknown is blocking our scheduled route.
No response. Gotta pass the meeting.
Strider 1, lock on target.
This is a message to all of you fighting out there. Ask yourselves, what is best for our country? I'm hit! Get this guy off my back! Open fire on that vehicle!
VIP is taking fire. His vehicle stopped. Fox 2. Target destroyed. Strider 1, 88 gun destroyed. It's a Rouge military.
We're taking fire. We can't hold off.
This one's all mine.
Try to help us before we get shot. It's not like this is a tank or anything.
Captain Carl, we have a new rendezvous point. New coordinates are as follows. 263 Tango 4, 1999 Delta Lima. Rescue teams, these hostiles are making the area too dangerous.
Well, yeah, don't be nowhere to see.
Ocean forces at landfill number 7. This is AWACS Longcaster.
Power struggle within the Rouge military. Generally speaking, it's all gone to hell. Radio chatters about a civil war. Radio? You have one in your cockpit? Yeah, ever since my previous squadron. We're about to cross Anchor Bridge. There'll be nowhere to hide. An armored vehicle's behind us. Vehicle is by the Erusian forces. Take it out. Trigger, our VIP is in trouble. Clear the way for it. We're taking fire. Take care of them.
In the time of war, it was a mistake to create something like a fuel.
So? We're under attack. Hurry up and do something. I didn't think we were gonna make it, but you saved us. Thanks.
Radicals were so busy developing UAVs that you forgot to develop creative pilots. Christ! It's Erusian! Shoot it down!
Trigger, that one's Ocean. Do not attack before target identification is complete.
We've almost reached the container area. Watch out for enemy ambushes.
Understood.
System failures caused friendly fire incidents among Ocean forces. There are even rumors of penal units joining up their former allies. The main conflict currently between military forces in the center, south, and east in the struggle for stabilization of the nation. Finally, having the Erusian government has defined these groups, along with those trying to independently make peace with Russia as rebels. Strider 3 launching missile. until we reach the exit. There's more to Belkin technology than just UAVs. IFF designations for one was an astonishing feat. They used it to make drones that resembled Osean fighters. And then to assassinate Harling and put the blame on enemy fighters. But in the end, Belkin technology brought chaos to the world.
I can't believe Russia's responsible for Harlan's assassination.
You talking politics? That's new.
Can't ignore a story like that, right, Trigger?
UAVs are acting strange. Their autonomous mode must be bugged. It's not the control surface. It's the smooth Charlie Foxtrot.
Bad news. Hostile armored forces outside of the tunnel. I'm thinking that we should go say hi before they ruin the gentleman's day.
Ideas of future military.
The general's a real celebrity. It seems everyone wants to meet him.
In gun range.
There are unidentified aircraft in the drop.
5 minutes remaining.
We were nearly done for. I couldn't have asked for better timing.
Thanks. Glad to see the Oseans attacking the radicals.
Maybe we should join up with them. It means getting rid of those assholes faster.
Neutralizing these groups and fighting within these groups.
Our squadrons, General above, were acting based on our fatality. We've reached the industrial zone. This should be the new rendezvous point. Coordinates are up ahead. Take out any enemies in the surrounding area.
Officers from countries annexed by Russia have taken multiple groups and declared independence.
Then we'll take back the city with us scoundrels who call us brothers. Perhaps it would last long, Caster. We've been great and we're here to help. Glad we waited. Don't worry, we won't let anybody through after you.
Almost at the rendezvous, in the rear of the others. Understood.
The radicals truly believe most drone productions will make up for our losses. They shouldn't take responsibility for the capital's fall, but instead they're prolonging the war. That is why proper conservatives like myself are moving to regain control. If all goes well, we should be able to sign a truce relatively quickly.
Strider 1, missile away. Target was not struck.
We've reached the rendezvous point. There's the chopper jets.
Who do we turn to in this darkest hour? We need a beacon of light to show us the way. This is the Ocean News Network.
Okay, let's go. We're getting out of here. I've had just about enough of this place. I'd like to offer my thanks to the LRSSG. We should finally bring about a true end to the war.
Understood. Good luck. Multiple unidentified aircraft approaching.
This plane is carrying civilians. We have escort fighters, but we do not intend to engage in combat. Please stand down.
This plane is carrying civilians. We have escort fighters, but we do not intend to engage in combat. Please stand down.
What's going on?
Try to get a little closer. Weapon use is prohibited.
What's going on? Dr. Schroeder!
Whoa. There's a girl on board? He's not lying about carrying civilians. No. She's a soldier. Weapon use is prohibited. We've checked footage. It does seem to be a transport with escorts.
I repeat, this craft is carrying civilians. We are not here to fight.
Dr. Schroeder, tell me what's happening.
I'm sure I don't need to remind you, but do not attack the civilian liaison.
That's the
aircraft will go by the tunnel route. From one of the scratches.
There it is. The EASA liaison plane. They engage in witchcraft with Belkin technology. They're responsible for leading the military down the wrong path.
Wait, unknown's attacking the girl's plane.
We're contact.
Longcaster, permission to engage.
Negative.
What?
They could be Ocean fighters. ID them ASAP.
Shit. That's all we can do.
ID complete. They're Erusian fighters. What the hell is going on?
Stay sharp.
Uh-huh.
Right, I'm shooting them down. Any complaints?
Granted.
Wilco.
Wilco.
Yeah, good work. Strider 1 has killed a bandit.
I managed to catch a glimpse of the three strikes.
Don't miss.
Aim carefully.
9. No good. Shit.
Target acquired. Missile hit. Starter 1. Missile launched.
Bandit destroyed. Well done.
They're in my way. Nice kill.
Good work. All hostile aircraft eliminated. The liaison is safe. Wait.
The escort fighter is... The drive. They're missing the drive.
What the hell? You gotta be kidding me. Liaison escort has a radar lock. They're targeting you guys.
What the hell? We were just helping then.
Erusian aircraft. This is AWACS Longcaster. Do not engage the liaison. Break off now.
Can you hear me on this channel, Ocean craft? Those escort aircraft are drones. They are currently being operated autonomously. They are not being controlled by anyone. They are flying on their own volition.
What?
In that case, we have no choice but to shoot the aircraft down. We did what we could. Weapons free. You are cleared to attack the escort.
Welcome. Understood.
Wilco.
Can't afford the MQ-89 launch. Commands are overridden. The access fields are located. Beyond that.
Hey, it's not our fault that listen to reason. Why build something like that? Whoever did is the king of all dumbasses.
Something else entirely.
Additional hostiles inbound. Great timing.
Bitch.
Escort must have used its remote activation rights to gain more allies. Clever.
5 bandits remaining. 4 bandits left.
Damn it. They don't have the drive they need. It's not enough to be functional. There has to be a time that it should not function. They are after the data, aren't they?
3 bandits to go.
Nickel.
2 bandits left. Show them what you got. 1 bandit to go.
Nickel.
Rider 1, that's what I like to see. Another story to tell my boy.
Understood. All hostiles have been eliminated. Nice. General's helicopter is flying safely outside Anchorhead Bay. All aircraft, RTB, mission complete.
All hostiles, huh?
General, the Ocean aircraft is here to pick us up. The approaching Ocean aircraft.
Losing his army? Elaborate. They stole our sealed orders. It should be a piece of cake.
Are you sent by the General's staff? No, we'd like you to send... I can't!
There are 3 scratches.
What does that mean?
The tail of that plane.
In order to respond to the attack on the base, Cyclops has scrambled after being on standby. We'll head up too, once our planes are ready. Oh, and look, what did you say? Apparently, he was shot down by another Ocean aircraft after he left the area of operations. I mean, I know it was chaos, but still. At any rate, the sealed order operation has come to a close. We have no idea about a plan for going forward.
All we can do for now is watch our own...
What's up?
He's staying in his room. He's still alive, since we can...